What's going on, everyone? So, Jarred Vanderbilt, the Vandalorian, has been back for 2 games. And in those 2 games, the Lakers are currently 2-0. Lakers are coming off of a huge win against the Phoenix Suns, beating them for the third straight time and advancing, eliminating them from the in-season tournament, advancing to the semifinals where they will take on the New Orleans Pelicans for the semifinals. I cannot wait for that game. I'm excited for Jarred Vanderbilt and his impact in that game. Now, look, the Lakers, they've gone on multiple win streaks without Jarred Vanderbilt, so I can understand why some people might think, well, I'm sure it doesn't necessarily equate to Jarred Vanderbilt's return. He's been in a limited role, all of that. Okay, but you can bet your bottom dollar that the Lakers are absolutely already feeling the impacts of Jarred Vanderbilt. In the 2 games he's returned, the Rockets, which was the first game, scored 97 points. Lakers won 107-97. In the Phoenix Suns game, for the in-season tournament game, the Lakers held the Suns to 103 points with both Devin Booker and Kevin Durant, which the Phoenix Suns are 15-2 or were 15-2 before the Lakers ended up beating them. So that means in 2 games against the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns, they have kept both teams under 104 points. The Lakers with Jarred Vanderbilt will absolutely be, at worst, top 3 defensively. Bare minimum, top 3 defensively. I personally think that they will be number 1 by the time it's all said and done at the end of the season. But beyond that, Jarred Vanderbilt, the impact that he has had on this Lakers roster already is massive. Look, I talked heavily about when Vandal returns. Once Vandal did return and we got the announcement, I dove into it a little further about how, look, the Lakers are going to be impacted. 1, the defensive side. 2, the rebounding. And 3, the offense that Jarred Vanderbilt provides. And some of you might be thinking, what offense does Jarred Vanderbilt provide? The guy can't score, he still can't shoot, still having problems. Now, some of that, I don't want to judge him immediately on his shooting. We have the 2 games in which he's played, and the shot still seems a little broken, but he just got back. Imagine you got to get your legs under you, got to get your feet under you. So I'm willing to give him a little time before I make an assessment on his actual offensive production individually. But there are ways to impact the offensive side beyond him just knocking down the open shot. And we saw that on full display in that Phoenix Suns game. One of the things is, like I've talked about, getting offensive rebounds and that leading to second chance points, which the Lakers got plenty of those. So in this game, you had Jarred Vanderbilt play 15 minutes. In that time, he had 6 rebounds, 4 of which were offensive, and he provided 1 point and 1 steal with 1 turnover. But again, the offensive rebounds lead to multiple opportunities, which lead to, like we saw in the Suns game, D'Angelo Russell 3, or a backdoor cut, or now just other opportunities to kill clock and just manage the game a little better. Right, the Lakers were killing Phoenix on the boards, but Jarred Vanderbilt, his energy and impact, he's always keeping things alive. He's always keeping the offense alive. Right? Even how many times did he not even get the rebound, but just up there hustling, trying to grab the rebound, deflecting the basketball, maybe even hitting it out of bounds, which can stop a transition possession. Also, other things that make impacts on the offensive side from Jarred Vanderbilt are things such as just turnovers. Jarred Vanderbilt was part of, forcing a couple turnovers from the Phoenix Suns, whether it was directly or just indirectly, him just being all over the floor. Even the commentator was making comments and joking about how Jarred Vanderbilt's trying to defend all 5 Phoenix Suns at once, and he was doing it in a very good manner. But him getting deflections and forcing turnovers lead to transition, right? Lead to fast break points, which elevate the offense, which give the Lakers more offensive production, more offensive opportunity. Jarred Vanderbilt, his energy, his hustle, right? We talked about the rebounding. The rebounding is great, and we need the rebounding. Need the rebounding badly, right? Because with him rebounding the basketball the way that he has, and very likely continuing to rebound the basketball the way that he has and will, him giving 6-7 rebounds a game, that is limiting opportunities for the opposing team. That's giving us more opportunities, right? Crashing the boards has been a big issue for the Lakers early on in the season. They have done a better job even before Jarred Vanderbilt came. They've done a better job of kind of, crashing the glass better and not giving up so many offensive rebounds and second chance points. So I'm hoping that continues to be a trend. I'm hoping that the Lakers continue to work hard on that side. But Jarred Vanderbilt's going to help tremendously with that. Also, just his energy, right? The energy and the energy level just seems a lot higher since Jarred Vanderbilt's return. Now, some of that I think is also be equated to the in-season tournament. We've seen the Lakers kind of elevate and pick up the energy for the in-season tournament, right? Like, the Lakers are taking this very serious. The Lakers are actively trying to win this, and they're in good position. They are 2 wins away from potentially winning this in-season tournament. But regardless, right? Like, I talked heavily about how energy can be contagious. You see Jarred Vanderbilt just everywhere, all over the floor, all over the court, defending this guy, that guy, the other guy, right? Like, at times it seems like the dude is teleporting. He's like here, and then he's over here, then he's back to over here, and then he's over there. It's just, it's ridiculous seeing just the ground that Jarred Vanderbilt covers. And then you add on top of that just the hustle of him diving for loose balls and keeping offensive rebounds alive and doing all that stuff. You can't not just give 100% effort, right? And then you have guys like Cam Reddish, and you look at our energy guys, you look at our athletic guys, you look at the Jarred Vanderbilts and the Cam Reddishes of the Lakers, and those two guys just provide so much of that it just kind of raises the tides for everybody. And I need to see him continue to be productive in that regard and stay healthy and keep pushing, because he's going to continue to make other Lakers better. Because now it's like, I can't slack on this possession because Jarred Vanderbilt's going to be working his tail off, and I don't want to look bad, right? Or I don't want to be the guy that messes up this opportunity, or whatever it is. Jarred Vanderbilt is that kind of impact to where he really just he gets guys motivated, right? Through his actions. Because actions speak louder than words. And I've talked about it, right? Like, Darvin Ham could be the best motivator we have ever seen in the history of motivational speakers. Doesn't mean anything if the guys don't translate it, don't pick it up, don't work hard. But one thing that does is, again, effort. And Jarred Vanderbilt putting in that effort and showing through his actions make it very, very difficult for you to not play hard and not play basketball the way that you're supposed to play basketball and not do the things that the Lakers need you to do. Sometimes the little things are the things that have the biggest impact, right? The things that don't show up on the box score. The things that, unless you watch the game, you wouldn't notice, right? We live in a world where scoring is so significant, and teams, and fans and everybody just highlights the scoring efforts of some of these guys. And defense kind of becomes a lost art, and hustle kind of becomes a lost art. And guys like Jarred Vanderbilt are just as important, right? Obviously, you need to be able to score the basketball. No question about that. But you have to be able to slow down and defend the other team. You have to be able to rebound the basketball. You have to be able to do a lot of the dirty work. And that's what Jarred Vanderbilt provides. Does the dirty work. Now, he's not starting. He's coming off the bench, and he's playing around like 15 minutes a game. I expect both of those things to change sooner rather than later. He just got back from injury. It's 2 games in. He's going or the Lakers are going to ease him into this. Talked about that too. everything that's happened thus far with Jarred Vanderbilt, we went over, right? And I talked about how, the Lakers are they're not going to rush him playing heavy minutes, right? We need him for the long term. You don't want to rush him back, and he hasn't played, and he hasn't been able to work out the way that we need him to work out. And no, he doesn't have his game legs under him and all that stuff, right? All of those things you can't replicate, right? Like, you can't simulate actual NBA games. You can do all the drills, you could do all the shooting, you could you could run 15 miles a day, you can shoot 1,000 jumper, you could do whatever. Go to your local Y, whatever. You're not going to replicate the timing and the pacing and just what it takes to be out there on the basketball court. You're just not replicating that. But as Jarred Vanderbilt continues to get his feet wet and get his timing down and get his just ins and outs of what makes him so great locked in, I again think you're going to see even more of a Laker jump, even more of a Laker spike. Jarred Vanderbilt is extremely impactful. And I don't want people to sleep on that. I really don't. I really do believe he will be starting at some point. I do think he will start, ramping up to 20 minutes, 25 minutes, somewhere in that ballpark, as we continue to progress throughout the season. And I really think, unless Taurean Prince just completely turns it around shooting-wise, I think you replace Jarred Vanderbilt with him, and you bring Prince off the bench, so that way, whatever offense he provides is a bonus, because now it's bench scoring rather than starting. And I understand Jarred Vanderbilt doesn't really give you much offense, but to me, if you're the Lakers, just lean in fully on defense. Lock down and focus and be the best defensive team in the league. Hopefully LeBron, AD, and D'Lo, they can provide enough of the scoring punch plus whatever Vando and Reddish give you. That's your starting unit. D'Lo, Reddish, Vando, LeBron, and AD. You're big, you're sizable, you crash boards, you're athletic out on the perimeter with Vando and Cam Reddish. That's how I'd go. And then, kind of change the pieces accordingly. All right, like, we need a little more offense. Our offense stagnate. Maybe D'Lo's having a rough offensive night, or LeBron or AD or whatever, and it's like, okay, we got to get some more offense out there. Then you make the change, right? But my thing is, like, you're not going to be super elite offensively, and at least to start the games, right? So lean in heavily on the defensive side. That's kind of my logic with that. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion, so I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel about Jarred Vanderbilt and his return? Do you think, the Lakers have absolutely felt his impact already? Have you noticed the change of the Lakers? I get it's only been 2 games, but I don't think it's a coincidence. I don't. I mean, everything that I talked about him having the impact in and him changing the outlook of the Lakers it's all happened so far in the first 2 games. And again, I don't think that's coincidence. But however you feel, whatever your thoughts are, again, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.